introduce our first presenter to you. He is John Lingua from Future Innovations, and from Future Innovations, and he will present to you this morning a session on personal development. Just on the sideline, I'm very proud of John this morning because John is actually my learner, previous learner. I was his principal at Suiderhof Primary School, and now he's here this morning to do a presentation here. So John, welcome. You and your fiancé is here. And, John agreed to address you this morning, and tomorrow he will be on his way to America. So, John, the floor is yours.
First of all,
thank you.
I want to say good morning to everyone. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Much better. My name is John Paul Javier Brancaleon Vemba, but mostly I cut it short to John Paul Vemba. Mrs. Arton is very dear to me. I believe you. Anywhere where she is, trust me, your future is bright. I can assure you that. I started a company 3 years ago called Future Innovation, mostly deals with personal development. And the reason why I found personal development to be so incredible is because most of us, we know, we grow up, I'm young just as you guys are, I'm not an old guy. But because I had the initiative of starting, at first I used to be very afraid of talking. When I was in class and Ms. Harton always used to call me to go in front, I would sometimes make excuses just to run out to go and pee in the toilet because I didn't want to talk in front. But then overall I saw that actually talking to people, engaging with people is actually a very wonderful thing to do. Because look, as much as it is, I know that sometimes our parents cannot relate to us because of our age differences. Sometimes the middle in which you find yourself with your group of friends is what's going to dictate you and your future. All of us say we want a successful future, right? All of us want to, I believe the gents here, everyone would love to ride a M5 or a Lamborghini one day. But if you are to ask yourself actually, what are the steps that you're actually doing now that's going to guarantee you to reach that particular goal? For the ladies, I believe all the ladies, they want to be well known, they want to be married one day, they want to have a glamorous life. But what are you presenting yourself currently right now that's going to benefit you in that? So the thing that I come to show you guys today, it's called personal development. And personal development starts as follows. If you really want to make a change in your life, there's only one word that you should put into your vocabulary, and that word is called start. Some of us here, I can see a great entrepreneurship here, and I believe a lot of you guys here have your own future plans. Did you already tell yourself, once you graduate from Lingua College, what exactly are you going to be doing? Does anyone tell me what exactly are they going to be doing when they graduate Lingua College? If you already have a suitable plan, can anyone say it for me? If you are to graduate Lingua, after you graduate, what is the plan, or what do you have in mind that you're going to be doing for yourself? Yes, the gentleman here. Please stand up. I couldn't get, can you please stand up? Before you address, can you introduce yourself by your name?
Good morning to you all. My name is Aiden.
It's Aiden.
Yes.
Yes.
And once I graduate from here, I will take that certificate, hide it nicely, become a full-time trader and make money. Yes.
Do you guys believe in Aiden? Come on, guys. Anyone else that has something? No one else? Yes, the gentleman at the back. Yes. Yes. open the biggest franchise. What exactly? What type of franchise will you open? A fast food restaurant. Do you believe in him? Yes. Oh, that's good. That's good. So now, that's good. So now this is where everything goes, right? The dreams and the goals that you guys have, it can be a reality. 3 years I started my company. I started talking. I host for F&B. I host for NetBank. I got to speak to CEOs, I got to speak to millionaires, people that I want to emulate. And they all told me, listen, I'll tell you right now, if you think what you're doing is gonna get you in this position, then you won't get in this position. And I was confused. I was like, what do you mean? How did you manage to get into this position of acquiring millions of dollars or becoming a very successful person? And they all told me the same thing. How many of us actually read books? Reading books, but now let me tell you this, reading books is actually very important. I personally, when I was a young guy, I did not like to read books. I was a person who, books for me were very boring. But the older I got, there are certain books that if you are to actually read it, and I'm telling you, not only actually read the books, you will actually understand that they're actually giving you a blueprint on what you can actually put yourself into, positions you can find yourself into, and go. Today, 3 years ago, I had no idea, and now today I'm getting an invitation from Washington, D.C. so I can go and speak to them about personal development. And I'm just a young guy from Namibia. And for me to reach all over on the other side, that already shows that the moment you actually start and believe in yourself and what you want to accomplish, then you can actually make a change. So I want to put a bet. You know, I love doing this. It's a very exciting. I want to ask everyone, the audience, ladies and gentlemen, who here likes money? So I feel like this audience here, they're winning this audience. So this audience, no one here likes money.
We don't like people knowing ourselves.
You don't want what? Okay, it's fine. So let's do this, right? I'm gonna give out for a lady and for a gent to actually show who has the guts to actually do it. I will be giving each of them. If the audience, only the audience will be the votes. If the audience decide that they actually said something that touched you and it moved you, I'll give each a $200. But there's only space. There's only space for two. There's only space for two. It's either a gent or a lady that will take it. But the audience is the one who's going to choose. If you feel that what they said was not compelling, then you let not get it. If they say something that's really good, then they get it. So are we up for it? So, okay, so this is what it is. If you have to come up here in front, wow, you have to say something which happened to you, a trauma. And then you have to ask yourself, how did you overcome the trauma? Because sometimes I understand that we have people, they always come in front and they always tell you, no, you can deal with trauma like this, you can deal with trauma like that, but they're not your close circle. So they'll never know. But only your close circle will actually understand you better than anyone else because you're with them every day. So I'll first start with the ladies, because respectfully, I'm always supposed to start with the ladies. And then I'll go to the gents. But remember, you will only win the $200 if the audience really feels what you're saying. So who is the brave lady that would like to start? Any past trauma that you had and how you overcome it. $200 on the table. No one? 5 minutes. Look, it is very easy. It's very easy. The reason why is many people when they stand up here, many people when they stand in front, what happens is you see a lot of people and automatically you start to shiver, you start to feel afraid. But there's no reason actually for you to feel afraid because I believe you guys are all family. You guys all know each other. Even if you guys do not hang, even if you're not, it's fine. you can say it now, but when you guys graduate and you guys meet in town or anywhere else, you will remember the person and be like, hey, I used to stood with that person.
Make an example.
For example, right? Okay, so we have a lady, a madam that would like, please clap hands for her. So please, let's keep silence so the madam can introduce herself. So what she has to do is, you will first have to say a trauma that happened to you and how you overcame the trauma. But the audience must feel. If they don't feel, dan sê kan nie dit doen around. Maar as hulle voel, dan kry jy dit doen around. Okay?
But it must be motivating.
Must be motivating, but it must be something that truly happened to you and you overcome it.
Okay, so my name is Jasnia Pedro, and I'm doing a diploma in labor law. I'm not going to explain my trauma, I'm going to explain my story to you. So when I was 10 years old, my little brother passed away. He drowned in a swimming pool. So because of that, we moved to Namibia. And coming to Namibia from South Africa was a huge change with languages, and that barrier stopped me a lot because when I was younger, I was an outgoing girl, wasn't afraid to speaking my truth. And then when I came to Namibia, then I was bullied a lot because I'm not exactly, I'm Indian. I was teased a lot about that. I had glue thrown in my hair. I was kicked to the ground, things like that. And I use that a lot as my way to, in a way, I found myself. I learned how to speak Afrikaans. I started blending in with everyone, which was an issue because I wasn't being my true self until I came to grade 10. I started homeschooling and I started finding myself. Same year, my grandfather got really, really sick and he has skin and lung cancer. Unfortunately, his lungs are too weak to take the radiation. But I started growing my relationship with my grandfather more because I was in South Africa once again, so I didn't have a very big relationship with him. Started growing that relationship and I found out a lot about my grandfather. My grandfather is 73 years old. At 71, his partner passed away in an insurance business and he lost everything. At the age of 72, he started his own company, insurance company, and is now making a lot of money. My grandfather is a cheesa. My opa, I dra Nike. My opa, you see my man with skinny jeans here on. He's not even there's an opa. So anyways, that man, with all this trauma, building my relationship with him, it has taught me that if he is 72, building his own company now, who the hell am I to complain about a few assignments that we are getting? I take those assignments and I push through because my motivation is to be like my grandfather. I want my children and my children's children to look up at me one day and say, wow, I also want to work as hard as them. So get your butts off your chair, off of TikTok, and do the assignments the minute you get them, and we can all become as amazing as John and go to America and be doing speeches and hosting.
Was it compelling? Did you guys feel what she said? Does she deserve a $200? Yes! So now I want to ask you this. I want to ask this. Yeah. So now I want to ask this, right? To her close friends, were you guys aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, one was, the others were not. So it's just for you guys to see, right? That sometimes you go through traumas in your life, you go through situations that sometimes you only open up to a certain amount of people around you. But you have to understand this. How you overcome your trauma and how you overcome any situation and problem that you have. I personally have two ways that I overcome any doubts and any problem. First, I speak everything that I have to do because I am a very religious man. I truly do believe in Jesus Christ. I know that if I apply myself 100% to the laws of Jesus, that something else within me changes. And number two, I speak it to the closest people around me. I try for me to hear what they have to say, and I want them to hear and feel what I have to say. And the moment I start doing this and I practice it over and over and over again, I start to see that it actually helps me, because nothing helps if you go through a situation and you keep it inside. Trust me, I know some of us here will not want to say it, but I want you to take this here. It's not if people are around. If you ever go back home and you have a current situation that you cannot get over it, only remember this. If you wake up and you have to look yourself in the mirror will reflect your image, because it's only you alone, no one else. Only you can do the step of changing your own personal life. No one else can assist you. As much as you can have siblings, as much as you can have friends, everyone has an individual task to do in the face of this earth. So either you choose to start earlier or you choose to start late. And remember, the worst thing that I was ever told is, you do not want to lay on a sick bed and then you ask yourself, oh man, I had so many opportunities that I wish I actually could have done. Probably if I wasn't so shy, I could have achieved it. Probably if I wasn't just always pushing it aside, I would have done it. So I urge you guys to please always find yourself, always find your purpose, and truly make a change. If you want anything to change, the change starts with you. Once you change, everything around you change. So, can we get another chant? I have to now pick someone here. I have to pick someone here. Everyone. But what you must say, if it doesn't move the audience, it's only for men. Not only for men. Okay, my brother, I'll give you a chance with the green jacket. Please come in front. But remember, I'm not the person who votes. They vote.
All right. Nice
Okay.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Please address yourself to them. Your name.
Super.
Can you turn around? Just move a bit next to me.
Morning, colleagues. My name is Mr. Subeb. Currently studying education level 5, senior primary. The reason why I had to promote myself to come in front and speak to you is because I feel that we can all relate towards the situation we are heading to, which is we want to be employed, we want a life, and we want a better life for our future children and grandchildren as well. Coming back to how I started and why I am here in front of you. I started in Chumeb, that's where I was born and bred. I lived with my grandmother because my father was a miner. He worked at TCL mine in Chumeb. He was a boiler maker. My mother was a student for education, but she had to study in Rundu, which was very far. So I didn't have a lot of privileges with my mother. And father as well, because he was working in between times as well. Coming back to my grandmother, may she rest in peace. She was a domestic worker, but as of 4 o'clock every morning, she woke up, prepared the dough to sell fake cakes and sweets to all the children passing by every morning in our street. That put me here and motivates me because I can see the hard work and dedication she had. She had a domestic work where she wasn't really getting paid much, but she really had an idea of making money, but also try to sustain everything she had. She had to pay water, electricity. Let's be honest, our unemployment rates today, it's forcing us to have 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs because our electricity bills are going up. Let's be honest, who's been reading the newspapers lately? The rates are going up. I'm not sure about the water. The water is still to come, but I hope not. Guys, it's time for us to be realistic. We have to take our studies very important. We are writing tests within this week. I haven't received the timetable yet, but soon we'll be writing tests and the final exam also. Good luck for all of you. I want to say that we must wake up, guys. We really have the opportunities in our hands to make a better future for ourselves and our community as well. The gentleman here, he came from a long way. He was a Lingua student. And I'm very proud to see him here in front of us because he motivates me even further to say that anything... We're not Lingua. But he's a gentleman that can motivate all of us as well because he's going to Washington, D.C., guys. America, anything is possible. So I stand here in front of you to tell you to dream big and believe in yourselves. And thank God for everything.
So now I want to ask, did you guys feel what he said? Did you guys feel what he said? Does it deserve a $200? All right now, so it was not long, it was short, but then I'm glad I got you guys to actually see. Sometimes we are just hanging around friends, you're walking around your fellow colleagues and students, and sometimes you do not know what they actually hold and what they bear. That's why how you guys treat each other means very much. Because you will not know the struggles that someone is going through, or where his background is, or where he came from, or he or she. And that if you give them still a constant tough time in school, it can allow them to either they will quit school, or it can allow them not to have a focused mind when the exams and tests are in front of them, because they're constantly on a battle. Either they're fighting their battles at home, and when they come to campus, they find still a group of students that either mocks them, bullies, or gossip them, and at the end of the day, the person is completely demoralized. That's why you guys have to understand. The reason I made a man and a woman today speak about what they overcome and where they are today is simply not for the sake of money. Yes, we all love money. Money comes and goes. But true friendship is something rare to find. For you to find someone who's really going to understand you and hear you, you don't want to pay someone to hear for you. You don't want to constantly put your money out just for the person to be around you. If you are in a circle that you always have to take out in order for people to be around, then you have to evaluate yourself. You have to evaluate if the people that I'm actually with are actually here for me. Because what about the day that you do not have? The day that you didn't succeed or that you didn't make it? A true friendship is, even if one makes it, one is driving a Toyota and the other one is driving a Mercedes-Benz. If your friend that's driving a Mercedes-Benz, they grew up with you, looks at you and say, you're driving a Toyota, so you can no longer hang with me. It is too late for you now to say, all this time I've been there for you, and now all of a sudden, because I'm not in the same level as you, you leave me behind. True friendship starts when you guys build each other. You make sure that, listen, If I am getting an A, you too must get an A. If I get a good job, you too should get a good job. Because that's where you see the true people that you work around. And it's true what they say as much as you say it. The people that you really surround yourself with are the people that you can see that if their negative energy takes over you, then in the future, you have already a negative future. It can sound very cheesy when I say it, because believe me, I was also where you guys were sitting. I would also hear people say the same thing, and I would also go, they're just saying it. But in reality, the older I got, I was in successful meetings. I could hear what successful CEOs and directors were saying. And most of them, if you are negative around them, they cut you off. Because they know, I'm heading in a level of success. And if I constantly want to be a successful person, then I have to make sure that the people around me are of a positive attribute mind. So I urge you guys, today you guys might be just students in Lingua, but tomorrow you do not know where you're gonna be. The gentleman there, he said he wants to make one of the biggest franchise. We'll hold you to that. So if you really want to make it, all it takes is just one word in your vocabulary. It's just the start word. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your race. Everything you want to do is all in your hands. If I wouldn't decide to push myself 3 years ago, then I would have get this chance of going to Washington, D.C. But because I started 3 years ago not knowing if my business will skyrocket or if I'll make sales or if I'll get it, I simply just did it because I feel like, listen, I went through a certain hardship in my life. I was around people who are very successful, and I want to transmit this back to the youth group. Because if I can talk to successful people and they can actually give me a blueprint, that I can take it, study it, and bring it to you guys. For me already, that's a beneficial. That's why I will never ask for money. If it's for me to talk, if I get paid, then I got paid. But if it's for me to say I will talk in order to get paid, then I will not do it. Because if I chase money, then I'm doomed. Because money can give me everything. It can buy me what I want, true. But at the end of the day, money will not give you character. Money will not say who you truly are. So that's why I urge you guys. As much money that you guys can have in your future, because I see millionaires here in this room, as much money that you guys can have in your future, your character is the number one thing that you should be concerned with. Your friendship to others is the number one thing that you should be concerned with. And the moment you actually try to cleanse yourself by accepting, okay, I want to cleanse myself, the word personal development is not just a simple word. If you know that I can apply personal development into my own life, into my existence, then you have to do personal development stuff. Personal development stuff includes reading books, includes exercising, includes you need to go out there to the world. If you are a shy person and you do not like to lie, how you overcome it is by talking to other people. If you never read book, how you overcome it is by entering a library. The moment you change your life, everything around you changes. So I truly, truly am grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for Ms. Harton, even though she's not here. She was a big part of my life. She did spank me a lot when I was a kid because I was very naughty, but I'm grateful for that. So sometimes, if you see someone is going to the wrong path, do not simply look with closed eyes and let the person do the wrong path, because we all have siblings, we all have families. Someday it might be your sibling in that particular issue and you would like someone to have helped them. But then you cannot be angry if someone does not help them, because when you had the chance to help, you choose not to help. So please guys, whatever you guys are overcoming in your life, this doesn't say it's gonna be with you for the rest of your life. It is simply just a stage. So you yourself must decide, either I make the change or I'll let the change make you. So guys, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm John Brancaleon Vemba from Future Innovation. Hopefully when I come from America, I can see you guys again. And I promise you guys, I will make sure that in America, the best university when they have to know is Lingua College. So thank you so much for your time. I really wish All the best to you, all the best for your studies. And trust me guys, if you really believe in yourself, then you can make a change. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Have you guys all a blessful day, guys.
See if anyone had a question.
Oh, I want to ask, before I go, does anyone have a particular question that you guys would like to ask? Yes?
As a religious guy, what is your definition as a friendship, like according to your religion, what should you define a friendship?
So, as a religious, if you guys didn't hear, did you guys understand what you said?
Just
Okay, can you just speak more louder so they can hear you?
Morning, everyone. My question was, as a religious guy, you said you're a Christian.
Yes.
What is your definition of friendship?
What is my definition of friendship? Okay, so the first thing, right? My definition of friendship is the first thing, which is I cannot be judged. I must be learned. By that is, do not judge me if I smoke a cigarette. Do not judge me if I do something wrong. Why? Because the moment you judge someone within your friendship, you are not learning that person and you're not helping because you're judging. So the first thing is, my type of friendship, I need someone who dissects. I like to use the word dissect. The reason why I say dissect is because if you had to dissect your friend, oh, why does he smoke? No, I smoke because at home I have this problem. So if you have this problem, let's try to help you with that problem. Once you help the person with the root that brings him to have a bad habit, then you can help the person out. So if you are to have a true friendship, right, and you call yourself a religious person, then you have to know in which metal you surround yourself. You cannot be the only one around with a Bible and all your friends are drinking alcohol. It will not make sense. Then you, as the person who's holding the Bible, then you have to put yourself in a group that you know, okay, here they do the reading, here they understand the word. So it all depends, it's like playing chess. It all depends of the move in which you want to put yourself. Anyone else? Does that answer your question? All right. Anyone else have a question? That's all, guys? Are you sure? All right then, guys. Oh,
You said you started your business 3 years ago.
yes, 3 years ago.
What type of business is it? Is it a sole trade or?
Okay, so this is what my business includes. Future innovation simply includes me doing audience speaking. I do consultancy for businesses and I provide training for corporate companies. And at the same time, I have also a slash of a security company on the side. And that's how I manage to get clients. I manage to speak them because I provide security service for them. And then I provide training courses for their companies. So it's compulsory in Namibia, every institution or every corporate company, they are supposed to have a 6 months of guarantee of training. So if you specialize yourself in certain fields, anyone can do it, I urge you. All you have to do is specialize yourself in any fields, know, okay, what can I provide a certain company, try to speak to the right people, and then from there on, you are gonna have your first start. So the first thing that I did when I started my company, I used to work for a company and then I left the company and started my own. And after that, I nurtured myself into going and speaking and after people. Because if you do not go after your own dream for your business, no one else will do it for you. So I did it. I managed to find people from F&B who allowed me to do training courses for their people. I managed to find people in NetBank. And from there on, my population started to grow. My income of the business started to grow. And that's how I increased. So that's why I urge you. If you have something in you that you guys want to apply, you must apply it now. If you wait for the future, you don't know what the future is going to hold for you. Does that answer it? All right. Yes, madam.
It's not a question.
Oh.
Maybe it's just more of, maybe you can explain it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I've seen when they have to come, they're not very curious.
Yes,
They're
ma'am.
wanting to know. Maybe you can just explain the benefits of, self-growth.
All right then.
And also maybe curiosity, because I don't think they were even curious
Okay.
And I just think that when you are not hungry for information and curiosity, you lose out on it.
That is true. So, Madam says, so I will answer that, right? So the benefits of my companies is following, right? I can actually stretch out into multiple branches. In Windhoek itself, I already made a small name for myself, and it's for the big corporate guys. And all you simply have to do is, people always constantly, they are suffocated in work. And sometimes when they want to leave work, they want to go and meet people, they want to go speak to people who will actually ease their pain of the work or constant stress, who simply can relate to them and make them understand that, oh look, I'm working here, but at the same time, I can also use that money to invest in myself and create a small branch for yourself. I urge you, you all can work for different companies, but if you are finding yourself working for a company more than 16 years and you never develop to build something for yourself, then I can assure you that 16 years will turn into 25 years and 25 years will turn into 30 years. And only when you said, and the person in the company says, okay, you've done your job, thank you so much, you may now go home. And then that's the time that you now want to say, oh, I got fired, or I lost the job, or I should now. So that is the meaning of personal development. It's for me to pursue someone. You can be in an institution or you can be doing something, but it should not stop you from doing something for yourself where you have 100% share owner of. And the moment you invest your time and money and education on it, this, what you started now may be small, but you will not know where it gets. Probably get an investor who can invest into your business and make your business big. And if you know, if I got fired by a job, I have something that's going to catch me at the back that is going to fund me. So that is the meaning of it. So that is why I stay in front. That is why I constantly speak of personal development. Personal development is to attract your mind. You can only become a successful person if you become an attractive person. That is true. If you become an attractive person, you will become a successful person. That's why most of us, we watch a lot of movies, right? We watch movies, and if you ask yourself, on the people that you're watching movies and listening to their music, how do they look to you? As much as it is, you'll say, oh no, this person is successful because he lose, etc., etc., etc. Because the person needed to build themselves into becoming that person so they become the movie star or the model that you guys see. So that is why many people don't tell you, but if you are to become an attractive person, there's a lot of way for you to become an attractive person. There is nothing of, no, I'm not an attractive person, I'm not a handsome, but there's nothing like that. Attractive person does not only mean with looks, but it means on what you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with attractive people that want to be successful, you become the fifth attractive person in the group and you start to develop success habits. So I urge you all, become attractive for yourself, do everything for yourself, and God will do the rest. All right then. Thank you so much, guys.
I'd like to know what career field have you pursued to go into self-development?
What career field?
Yeah.
Personally, when I started, I was more curious for finance because I wanted to be a chartered accountant. But then I saw that if I'm just to do this in finance, then I will not actually do what I wanted to do. It was if I was splitting myself into two. One part wanted to just simply handle money, get to know about money, get to do things with money. And the other part was mostly of try to go out there and explore. Try to engage with people, try to talk with people one-on-one. So after that, I had to make an extreme decision to myself, into my own personal life. And then I chose the path of being a personal development. And the finance, I left it at the side. And at the same time, my beautiful fiance, she's from America. She herself is also a So my beautiful fiance, she also has companies in America, which is well known. It's called The Inner You. And she herself is also a motivational speaker. She herself is also involved with music. And from there on, when I got to meet her and I be in her surrounding, I got to learn a lot from her. It's true what they say, behind any great man, there's a greater woman. So, So, in one sense, she also made me see that the beneficial points when you actually have a partner that also similarity does the same thing that you do. And then what happens is you guys will grow faster because you guys are in one road and not separate roads. So I'm also thankful for her input in my life because for her it also boosts me to make and do what I have to do today.
My question, I kind of feel like I'm not entirely answered.
Okay?
Because I myself would
Yes.
like to pursue in like being a motivational speaker or
Okay.
like what you are doing right
All right.
now. So I'd like to know, do you need to have a certain qualification, like when it comes to being qualified or having a paper?
All right.
Is there a certain field that you need to pursue?
So personal.
Or is it just like kind of, because I know if it's for MC, you do certain type of like college of the arts where you can have presenting school and whatnot. But
Okay.
now for this specific, I can't say it's a job because you actually do it for your own satisfaction.
Yes.
You don't entirely want to be paid for it.
Yes.
So do I need to study something specifically? Or can is it just something that goes on as you grow?
Okay, so to answer you, right, in my company, you have to be specialized, well-trained into finance. You have to know, because if you are going to be engaging with people that work in a bank, you have to have research and you have to have knowledge on how money can come in and how money can increase. So whenever you're speaking to someone who deals or is a banker for any bank in Namibia, you have a mutual understanding towards each other. But for the particular field in which I do for personal development, there is no course of it. If there is course of it, people are just trying to get rich out of it because you do not know the base on how to do. Personal development is simply for your own life. It's simply for if you want to actually achieve something, what are the necessary steps that I'm supposed to do in order to achieve it? So that's where personal development comes in. Because if you are orientated and you know that, okay, now, if I really want to reach there, I have to have a calendar goal. I have to have something planned for myself. I have to have routines that I'm supposed to constantly do it. That's what personal development is all engaging in. Does that answer now?
Yeah, it does.
All right then. Anyone else? No.
Now, personal development, since you said personal development, is it also related to like in a life coach? Because I see like in life coaches,
Yes.
which people pay them like $10,000 US just to meet up.
Yeah,
And
that is true.
those guys are wealthy and they also started.
Yes. So personal development, you can choose it in many rounds. Like right now in Washington DC, what we're gonna do there, I did not request, but they will pay. The reason why they're paying is because they know, okay, you have a particular knowledge, we watched you, we like it, and we want you to give it to this audience. So they themselves will pay for you. So personal development simply gets you ready. It's like you polishing your skills. And then whatever comes will simply, okay, you have this particular skills because you have crafted your skills. And then they will book you. And then from booking you, the people themselves, or let me say this right. The corporate market is based on value. Whatever value you can bring in a corporate market, you'll get paid for it. If you are a jeweler and you make great jewelry, because of your great jewelry skills, people will see it and they will want to buy your jewelry. So what people mostly struggle on is the start. So this is where I issued where personal development comes in. Because everyone once in a while sits alone in their room and they scratch their head and they wonder, how can I do this? How can I get from A to B? Because they don't know the fundamentals. Because mostly we as youngest as we are, we mostly don't get told by elders, no, you can do this or you're supposed to start like this. But when they say it in a manner, we